So not too long ago, climbing the ladder was the ultimate goal. Not anymore. Now we're conscious unbossing, saying no to leadership, not because you can't lead, but because you've seen what it can cost you. Burnout, no life outside of work, and losing meaning and purpose. And you're saying, not me. So a Deloitte study found that 77% of Gen Z and millennials say work-life balance matters more than pay when choosing a job. And another survey shows nearly half of Gen Z would rather turn down management roles than lose their well-being. That's conscious unbossing. Not rejecting leadership itself, but saying no to the broken version of it and choosing freedom, flexibility, well-being instead, to create a life that actually feels like yours. So I know what it feels like to be asked to compromise your values for something you don't believe in. In my last role, my boss asked me to write up an employee for something they had said, not because it was serious, but because leadership wanted them gone. So I knew that wasn't right in my heart, and it would have been totally out of integrity for me to do that write-up. So I said no. But that gave me a good glimpse of how that leadership really operated. So when I was asked later to consider a high leadership role, I said no, because I knew I wouldn't have fit in a leadership culture that's all about inauthenticity, control, scarcity, and compromise. I knew eventually I'd either get fired for speaking up or I'd walk away. Who knew that I was consciously unbossing back then? So yes, conscious unbossing makes total sense. It's wisdom to protect your energy or your integrity. Those are non-negotiable. But here's the truth. Saying no is just the first step. Even if you turn down the role, by staying in a toxic culture, burnout will still find you. That's why it's key to adopt daily practices that ground you. And long term, it's even more critical to commit to a system that keeps you aligned with who you are and what really matters. Because when the pressure and dysfunction keep coming, it's only a matter of time before you get pulled and lost in the storm. So when I look back, I wish someone had handed me a life vest, or even better yet, given me the anchor to keep me rooted in my core and in the eye of the storm. That's why I created the 7-day burnout reset. Simple practices to pause, to reclaim your energy, and to come back to yourself. Because you don't have to wait until burnout takes over your mind, body, and soul. Start here, download the reset below, and remember, even in the chaos, you always have choices.